Hello and welcome to another Civilization 6 guide. This video was a specific request from a viewer on how to start a one city challenge. The one city challenge comes from older Civilization games where it was a mode you could enable where every civ was forced to have only one city. And now it's become a challenge mode in Civilization 6. To me, there are three key components to the one city challenge. One is picking the right civ. You need a civ that has bonuses that you can use that will allow you to keep up with the AI while you only have one of the yield-bearing districts. Some great choices are Korea for the extra science and culture from governor titles. Another good one is Ethiopia for science and culture from faith generation. Vietnam is also a good choice for bonus yields to buildings your districts use. Portugal's also a great choice for bonus yields from and extra trade route capacity. The second thing I think is important is terrain. Terrain is key. Regardless of what civ you pick, if you don't have a suitable map, you will probably not survive. So let's take a look at a few options and start with Korea. A science victory is ideal. Korea's Suwon requires a hill, and ideally it would be surrounded by other hills for mines, but maybe a couple flat tiles. So the Highlands map is a good choice. And an industrial zone is required somewhere to make sure we have good production, but don't forget to leave a flat tile for a spaceport. So this is the kind of stuff we should plan in the first few turns, because if we can't get what we need, we won't succeed. Be sure to beeline the technologies that hold wonders you want, or access the districts you need, so that you can keep up with your yields. Now for Ethiopia. Religious, scientific, or a late-game culture victory with rock bands are all good choices here, but it kind of depends on the other civilizations you go up against. Again, hills are needed, so you might want the Highlands map. We'll utilize a lot of district adjacencies to get strong yields, but we do see tons of faith and science here, so we have a couple choices in terms of victory type. Next is Vietnam. A science victory is ideal, and you'll want a wetlands map. Keep in mind that you need to have forest, marsh, or rainforest for your specialty districts, so you need extra planning, but it helps get extra yields that you need. A Menelik is a good way to get early science here if your campus can't be placed for a while, and since you do have to wait for population to get many districts, prioritize in order of necessity. For a science victory, campus and industrial zones, and defensively the diplomatic quarter should be prioritized before the theater square, for example, if you're doing okay on culture. Now let's review Portugal. He's probably best for a science victory, but like Ethiopia, it depends a bit on the other civs in the game and your map type. Looking at this one, diplomatic is a decent choice. You'll want a high water map such as Archipelago and make it huge for extra trade routes. Keep key wonders in mind and think about what will boost your diplomatic favor as you place your pins down. Also keep in mind as you plan your districts what potential strategic resources could appear there, and be careful of unlocking the early ones like horses and iron if that will mess up your district planning. Check the Civilopedia for where these can spawn if you're not sure. By the way, I've included the seats for these maps in the description in case you want to try these yourselves. You should be able to use these at any difficulty, and you may be able to use some of the game modes, but I haven't tested that out extensively. The third important point for a one city challenge is understand the key points to getting your victory conditions and how to prevent victory by the AI. Obviously, make sure you prioritize getting yields that lead to your victory, like science for a scientific victory and diplomatic favor for a diplomatic victory. Use city-state bonuses to augment your yields and help you keep up with the AI. Having just one envoy in all the city-states can make a big difference in your capital. Make sure you keep culture up to prevent rival AI from getting culture victories. And keep spies for sabotaging enemy spaceports of rivals going to space. An enemy religious victory is hard to stop if you don't have your own religion, so try to vote in the World Congress to destroy their religious units for diplomatic favor, or go to war with them if you're desperate. So that's how you get started on a one city challenge. So much of it depends on your map and who the other civs are, but this should give you an idea of what generally to look for as you test your own limits. So thanks for joining me. If you like this and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. You know how YouTube works. Goodbye.